So here we are, folks, for the last match we're going to stream tonight. And this match is between ZeCarioca, who is from Brazil, and Dailyhustle, who is about to join the room. And we'll find out where he's from. I think it's the States. I could be entirely wrong. So here we go. Both players in the room and both players lagging off. Race to 16. And Dailyhustle has won the lag. And Dailyhustle is from the States. Let's have a quick look at the bracket. Now we can see this is a first round match. Hard to say how this one will go. ZeCarioca hasn't been around for a little while. He just came back in the last week or so. But he tends to be a bit flashy. Slams at a few balls. And when they go in and he gets position, it looks good. But it's not necessarily maybe going to be the best policy to win. But he's certainly the higher rated player and should be the favourite between the two. And straight away ZeCarioca's got himself hooked. And with a rating of 1852, you'd have to say that Dailyhustle, when he gets his chances, is going to have to make the most of them. The odds are that he might make a bit more mistakes than ZeCarioca. And shots like that are not going to help him. He needs to slow down. The thing is, if Dailyhustle starts playing at ZeCarioca's pace, it's going to backfire on him. And we're seeing an untidy start straight away. So a nervy start will put it down to. But they really do need to slow their game down a little bit and use what shot clock they've got. Rushing to play shots isn't going to help because you haven't thought about what you're actually doing. And this is stuck right in the pocket. And it's never easy. And Dailyhustle, he seems to be distracted straight away. He's running down his extension and it's going to be ball in hand to ZeCarioca. That's never a good sign at the start of a match. When somebody doesn't type in the chat to say that they've been called away or whatever. But that's why there's a shot clock. Oh, another bad miss. But it's gone safe. That was never going to cut at that angle. So a second chance for ZeCarioca to win the first rack and get the match underway. This time he puts it away. And we'll see if either player will settle down as the first few racks go by. And the 3 ball finally drops. Good angle on the 1 to get up here for this 2, or down here as we look. And I think he's overhit it, but the jaw has pushed it back. He's now got a cut. Difficult to hold for the 4 though. So he decided to play safe. So it looks as if, well, surprisingly that ZeCarioca didn't go for the shot there, because he usually flashes at them. So maybe he's trying a different ploy for a little while, because the reckoning is that he's probably thinking he's going to get more chances to win racks than Dailyhustle is. And straight away ZeCarioca's got lucky again, hung up the 2, and Dailyhustle is looking for an angle to try and get to this 2, and it's really tight to find anything between that 6 and 8 ball to get to the 2. But he's done well. He's got the hit, but he's hooked again in the 4. That's unlucky. It's unlucky he didn't get a bounce out the jaws there to at least get a sighter on this 4 ball. So, ball in hand. And a reminder to anybody who's not been watching any of these matches, who's that? That Monica? That's not a... Was there a Monica that used to play VP3? I'm trying to remember. Maybe it's somebody entirely different. Anyway, the reminder is the rules in these or this year's tournament is that it is alternate break, and there are no jump cues allowed. You can jump a ball if you can with your own playing cue, but you cannot use a jump cue. They've been taken out the tournament. And there's a 30-second shot clock with a 15-second extension, which is not a long time, as we've seen in the previous match. The shot clock should have been longer. Dailyhustle misses the kick. Another chance for ZeCarioca. Ah. Well, you don't want to be listening to what I'm saying. If you want to take a bit of advice and you're listening, Dailyhustle, my advice is to slow down and don't race at ZeCarioca's speed. And don't be distracted by typing stuff in the chat. Focus on the game. You're sitting with a bagel right now. So anyway, it's 2-0 to ZeCarioca. Now, something's went in. I don't know what's went down. Well, the 4 ball's certainly one of them. The 3 and the 4 have gone. Oh, nice little kiss on the 5. Get it into play. Well, that's finished awkward. But it's another chance for ZeCarioca. Again, he's deciding to try and push it safe. Well, the bank's been played, but the cue ball's got lost. So it's going to have to be a reverse bank. And the cue ball's got lost again, so it's going to have to be another bank. Well, the banks are open, and that's 2 out of 2. And is this going to be one too many? Yes, it is. So ZeCarioca with this 9 ball to go into a 3-0 lead. And he has the break in the 4th rack. The ball's going down. He's a shot in the 1 ball now. In this type of tournament, these racks, with the balls lying the way they are, you've got to run them. And straight away, ZeCarioca's got himself in trouble. So it's a kick off the rail, and a strong possibility he'll kick that in, but he's got too much spin on it. And this is a bit straight, I think. I'll tell a lie, it was a foul, so it's ball in hand. I thought he'd actually got that clean. Well, the natural path would take the cue ball down to the 7 and the 8. But he's underhit it. And that's a big pocket at the top end of the table where the 6 ball is. That would have been where to play the 5. Now is it going to go in? No. Yes, as I say, it's never a good idea to be sitting in the stream when you're actually trying to play a match. You can watch it after the tournament's, after the match is over. Well, there's a gift. That might change things. Now, just a little simple roll in will do the trick, and it will get Dailyhustle off the mark. And did his best to follow the cue ball in after the 9. So it's 3-1 to ZeCarioca. Dailyhustle breaking in rack number 5. It's come up dry. But I honestly think that although there's a rating difference, I don't think there's an awful lot between the two players. If Dailyhustle, as I say, does not get into this slamming match with ZeCarioca, because he's got a ball and now he's trying to squeeze. I think he can squeeze between the 3 and the 6 here and get the combo. Well, that was a bit of good fortune. So it's a quick rack 1, and it's now 4-1. And it's amazing how a player's attitude to the game or his approach to the game can change if you start messing him about. And when things get up against you and you're trailing, then you have to work out in your head different ways to approach the game. and make things more troublesome for your opponent rather than falling into and playing into their hands. Well, the 4 ball is off the rail and it's a feather touch to cut it in, but it will go. How's the luck? Well, there's a wee bit of angle on it. The cue ball's going to be running into something. And he's knocked a 7 in and he's got position on the 5. Well, I don't think he played for that in the middle. I think he played for that in the corner. I think he overhit it. We'll give him the benefit of the doubt. But either way, it's now going to be 5-1. Break goes back to Dailyhustle. 1 ball's track into the pocket. Now then, he's got absolutely nothing. Now, my advice here would be to try and play the combo and pot the 9 rather than leaving it as it was, and that's probably worth doing that than doing anything else. The push out was played. Push out passed because obviously ZeCarioca is hooked, but the likelihood of a combo in the 9 has gone now that those balls are apart. So now ZeCarioca has ball in hand to try the run out. And I'm getting tired. Well, he's going for the 3 fills. Now, he's using his head. So now that's 2 fills, but the balls are not perfect. So he's going to have to work one out here. But it looks as if he's going to play either a 2-9 combo or, well, goodness knows what he tried to play. I don't know whether he tried to play the 2 off the 9 or the 2 onto the 9, but not putting a lot of thought into it, shall we say. Well, that's a bit more thought, because if you start tying your opponent up, they can get frustrated. So the mistake's been made. Now, can Dailyhustle take advantage? Well, that angle that he's got in the 3 is far too much, so the cue ball's going to run, and he's going to need a bit of luck here. I tried to take it long to hold for the 4. Always a tough shot, especially at pace. Betty buys for me pretty soon. It's been a long day, up at 4 AM as usual. And a scratch from ZeCarioca again. Now this is your second chance, Dailyhustle, and you have to take it this time. So the 5-9 combo takes care of that rack. And only 3 in it. Now, just give me 2 seconds just to put the timestamps on. That's better. I keep forgetting to put the timestamps on in the chat. That way when I'm looking at the game and then I look back at the chat, I can see that somebody's actually typed something a few seconds ago rather than having to guess. That was actually a great shot to get that 8 ball out the way and finish on the 5, but the 3 balls hung up. And that 9 ball blocking the path of the cue ball has left a possible bank. In the end, Dailyhustle's got it all wrong. Tried to tuck the cue ball behind the 6, I think. Well, this is the crucial one. Getting that cue ball down and back up the table for the 8 ball. Now, he's okay. So the gap is opened again. It's now 6-2. Well, ZeCarioca must be under the impression that he plays better playing quick, but he's got no consistency with positional play at all, but he's getting lucky. I think that can be kicked in off the jaw, just at the corner there. Cue ball needs to travel though. Well, that's a better one. That's certainly going to get, and well, it's a bit more pace. It's come out, and well, Dailyhustle trying a bit more tactics. Meanwhile, ZeCarioca's gone for the bank, and is he going to get lucky again? Yes, he has. Can see some of the 4, but certainly not enough. Well, he had spin on it and spun into the 5 before he actually could get to the 4. So it's another ball in hand. But if we look at that 6 ball, it's doing nothing. ZeCarioca could try the billiard. That's most likely what he's going to do. Slam the 8 ball in off the 6 with the cue ball. And a fairly simple 6 into the middle with another simple 7 to follow. So it's looking ominous here. Unless something changes quickly, this match is going to run away for Dailyhustle. It's now 7-2. Two balls hung up over the bottom corner. The break is dry, and once again, Dailyhustle's getting nothing. Well, that's even more luck. The 7 balls blocking the 2, so can only play the 1 onto the 7 onto the 2. And the mistake made there was hitting that 1 ball too hard, because the 1 ball could have gone anywhere. You still got the cut, but you've got to control the pace to keep the 1 ball close to the pocket. It came out okay, but it could have went badly wrong. And Dailyhustle misjudging that pot because he had lots of inside English on it to avoid hitting the 7. And when you put English on the cue ball, you have to adjust your alignment to the object ball to compensate for the squirt of the cue ball. And that's always what makes shots a lot more difficult in the game. The less English you have to put in the cue ball, the easier the pot. And another ball's hung up. Now, Dailyhustle can use the angles here. He can hit the rail. Well, he's put draw on it. Is he going to get there? That's pretty good. Well, let's see if he can follow it up. He really needs to. Now these are the ones he's been struggling with. Let's see if he can get this one. This time it goes in. And an easy 8 ball and an easy 9. And it's a rack back for Dailyhustle. I'll give him the 8 and 9 right now. Yeah, well, it's getting to the stage where by the time he's warmed up, he could be staring right down the barrel of a gun. But it's 7-3, only 4 in it, anything can happen. Well, that's a nice little nudge in the 4 to get it out of the way and leave him sitting pretty in the 2. But once again, he's hung it up. And if Dailyhustle can just take these chances, you'd be surprised how quickly he gets himself back into the match. And he's overhit that. The touch isn't there because the pace is all wrong. Now, that could be down to the mouse. I keep saying it time and time again. Get the speed control on your mouse and you've got a much easier game. And you'll get much better judgment of your pace of your shots. And that involves putting a bit of time and effort into testing your mouse speeds. Going into a room and just playing lag shots. Just trying to lag the cue ball up and down the table and get it to finish as close to the bottom rail is a simple way of testing your speed. And keep tweaking the sensitivity up and down, or get it down as low as you can till you're comfortable playing certain shots. Makes your game a lot easier. So here's another chance. It was just a simple 4. But that was not the shot. You just should have just potted the 4 and left the 5 into the middle. Now he's got a tougher one. And that's making your life harder. Once again, ZeCarioca is overcut, and it's yet another chance. You think it's got to be the bank. Nope, he's going for safety, but he's overhit it again. So the pace is too strong on Dailyhustle's shots. He's not got that touch, and that's not because he's just not got the touch. It's confidence and control of the ball and control of the pace. And believe me, that is down to your mouse speed. But another chance. How many chances are you going to need to win a rack? Well, this is going to have to be drawn back maybe a foot, but not too much. And when you draw it and it's offline, they hang up. So we're seeing a bit of an exhibition in how to miss balls or miss pots, but nevertheless the chances have come and gone for Dailyhustle in this rack, and ZeCarioca has an easy 9 and it's 8-3. I mean, with the amount of chances that Dailyhustle is getting and ZeCarioca, the only difference is that ZeCarioca's taking more of them. Simple as that. This match could be a lot closer than it is. Now he needs a kiss, so he's going to hit it full. No, he's got a wee angle. Now, a shot like this is the one that tests your control, because you can cut the 2 no problem, but you're doing that and controlling the pace in the cue ball. And he's run away down the table, and he's now over the 8, which is never easy, and needs to watch the scratch. Another slam at the 3. I don't know what he tried. So the bank is on. And a cut on the 4 to the 8. Now this has to be gentle. Well, he's got it full in the face, and that's what's held the 4. And another little fiddly one down the rail in this 5. Now that 5 is off the rail, so makes the shot easier. And this is a tester. A little soft draw off this 6. Right, he's gone all out, and he's just chancing his arm to get position, and he's got it. Oh dear. It's not looking good, I'm afraid. But it'll be a bank for ZeCarioca. And it goes. So yet another rack has got away, and it could have went either way, but as we've seen, it's ZeCarioca that's getting them. These racks could go either way at any time, but they're just not happening for Dailyhustle. He's making more errors, and that's the only difference between the two. Well, that's the push out. Dailyhustle has a choice to either play the shot or push it back. Decided to play, and could probably find himself in trouble in a second, unless ZeCarioca slams this to make some sort of combo. And didn't get the cover. Now, just while Dailyhustle's at the table, just a reminder that the current champion, Mal255 from England, is due to play Yamaguchi Taru of Japan in a first round match, or maybe a second round match. I'll need to double check that. But meanwhile, Dailyhustle has a gilt-edged chance here, provided he doesn't roll through and hook himself behind the 9, to take these 3 remaining balls out to get a rack back. But certainly the match of the tournament so far has yet to come. So it's now 9-4. Let's have a quick look at this bracket. See where that is, that match. I think it's further down. I think I'm scrolling up. Oh no, there it is. Right, it's actually a second round match, so they've still got plenty of time to arrange their match. They've got more than a week to get the match arranged, but that will be the match that I hope to be able to stream it and get it recorded, because Mal is the champion and it'll be his first match in the tournament, and he's up against a very strong player. That'll be one to look out for. But there's a big time difference between the two players. Yama, if he's in Japan, which I presume he is, because he has a Japanese flag, well, Japan's at least 7 if not 8 hours in front of UK time, so that makes it awkward to find a time to arrange their match. it's more likely it's going to be played in the morning UK time, which means that unless it's on my day off, I won't be able to hear it. I hope I do though. So back to the match. ZeCarioca currently leading by 9 racks to 4. Dailyhustle with a problem to deal with here. He's hooked on the one and looking for a way out. And too much English on the cue ball, which is why we had to miscue. And it's going to be a 2-3 combo. It's going to have to be made though, because the 3's heading right to the rail. But ZeCarioca can cut the 2, which he's done. And just hoping he gets position on it. That's a bit nasty. But it's another one that's hung up. Now, how many racks have we seen this happen? And the only downside of it is Dailyhustle can't find, or is struggling to find, a way of running 3 or 4 balls together to clinch a rack. And if he did, this match would be entirely different. And he's fallen short in the 5. So it's either a thin cut or the bank. And that's going to hang up. That's unlucky. And that's going to scratch. So it's another chance for Dailyhustle. Now, for the impartial viewer, you would honestly want to see Dailyhustle getting a few chances and getting them taken and making this match a bit closer. We get a bit more respectable scoreline. That's what's needed, because there is definitely not 5 racks difference between these 2 players. I don't care what anybody says. And sometimes the only difference in how you play is your application, and a wee bit more in the thought process about what you're actually doing, and it can make a heck of a difference in how you actually play. Because it looks as if ZeCarioca's not going to change his ways. He's going to slam and bang. So, a failed escape gives ZeCarioca the ball in hand. Now this cue ball needs to come out into the table so he avoids running into the 6 and the 9, and he's the wrong angle, so he's going to have to try and find a gap or leave the 4 at distance. So he's nudged the 6, he's nudged the 8, and he's got position in the 4. He's going to have to work a miracle to get on the 5 though. It's locked up. Well, unfortunately, Dailyhustle can't see enough of the 4 to punch it around the table. Oh dear. The old brain's in shutdown, I'm afraid. Well, 4 balls left on. Let's see what happens. Just a little delicate shot in the 6. So it's ZeCarioca getting to double figures. And it's now 10-5 with the break. Couple of balls have dropped. The 2 is certainly one of them. And the 4 ball. 5 is stuck behind the 8. But the 5 goes. Well, I'd be passing that back. ZeCarioca's got a slight angle to try and nudge into the 8 and the 5. Well, he done well. Unfortunately, he's just knocked it safe. I honestly think that ZeCarioca thinks he can win this match without an awful lot of effort, because I think he believes that Dailyhustle won't be able to run out many racks if he's getting chances, and the only person that can change that thought process is by ZeCarioca is Dailyhustle himself, if he starts taking more of these chances. That was poor. And ZeCarioca might be right. Because it's another gift. And it's 11-5. This time the 5 is gone. No shot in the 1. And Dailyhustle's left the 1 on. And that's maybe too strong. Let's have a look. Yep, he's blocked himself off in the 2. But he's played a good safety. And that is full ball. And it's going to be a 2-9. No, maybe not. I think the 9's travelled a bit too far. Let's have a look. Well, he's doing a 2-in-1 shot here, playing the 2 off the 9. Try to pot that 2 into the middle and cut the 9 to the pocket at the same time there, but got it totally wrong. Oh. Well, the 9's hanging. And And the 2's been missed. Don't tell me he's got it safe again. Oh no. Dailyhustle can pot the 2. So he needs the 2. And he's ran too far again. Again he's got the pace too heavy. And he's probably, if he doesn't get this safe, he's going to have an easy shot here, ZeCarioca, for the combo in the 4-9. All he needs to do is get the cue ball over to the right side, and he's got the angle to do that. Oh, once again, it's hung up. And I think he can just squeeze off that jaw. But where's the cue ball going? Well, he's got the 4. And that is really poor. Can he still get it? No, he can't. A big, huge area table. And blocking himself off in the 6. And this is another gift. Well, he's had his fair share of luck, ZeCarioca, but again he's made a ton of misses. And so has Dailyhustle. But there's a big gap in the scoreline. And now ZeCarioca is just doing fancy things. Well, somebody who I don't know is sending me a message. I'm just going to ignore it. Well, that's the 1 ball that's gone. Where's this going to end up? You've guessed it. Oh, that was a good effort. Nine balls going in. And it's now 13-5. Well, I think it would be safe to say that this match has already ran away from Dailyhustle. Another slam, and somehow the 1 ball's gone in. He's hooked himself in the 2. Now what we'll do is we'll have a quick look on the assumption, and I say the assumption that ZeCarioca is going to win this match. Let's have a look and see who he's due to play next. Let's see, where the hell is that in the bracket? Right, so ZeCarioca Right, he's due to play Senny from Scotland, and again, Senny is probably fairly well matched to ZeCarioca. The one thing I would say is Senny's more likely to take a lot more opportunities than what we've seen Dailyhustle do. That'll be interesting to see how that match goes, should it come to be, because we're not going to jump the gun too much, but it is definitely looking like ZeCarioca's going to win, and he'll play Senny from Scotland in the next round. Now, is this the first rack in Dailyhustle's sensational comeback? Well, again, the cue ball's got away. And that needs to get into the middle of the table. And ZeCarioca can cut that. And the cue ball will come round nicely for the 9. And he's underdone it. The two of those are locked up. No, they're not. So ZeCarioca scratches. A little roll down the rail, and likewise for the 9 ball, and it should be 1 rack back at least. So 13-6. ZeCarioca just needing 3 more to face Senny in the next round. And this is another very good chance. And that was an extremely ambitious shot that wasn't going to have a nice outcome. Well, that looks as if it's going fairly safe. Oh, they're not taking so much as 2 seconds to think about what they're doing. If they were, it'd be a much better match. But it's all too late for Dailyhustle. Too late in the game. I don't know how many times I've said this during this match. It's yet another good chance. The only problem's that 6 ball. But he's got plenty of angle to go over to at least get a sight on this 6. And this time the pace has gone the other way. He's under hit it. The bank isn't good. He's gone for the cut. How does that look? Well, this isn't easy, but the bank is on. Oh, that's a good shot. 8 balls travelled far enough. The cue ball's got good cover behind the 9. Well, you have to be more confident to play the right shot, and that wasn't the right shot. You have to run the cue ball up and down the table to get to the 9. You can't leave yourself shots like that. You're only selling yourself out. This looks a good bank. And that's going to get there. So ZeCarioca moves on to 14. Just 2 away. Push out played, but I don't know what that 9's going to go in. Well, the old slam dunk works again for ZeCarioca. He's now 1 away. A couple of balls have gone in. The 9 ball's very near the top left hand corner, although it's on the rail. That's going to go in. So, get to the 8. And, well, this is last chance saloon for Dailyhustle. He needs a bit of luck. He could bank the 6 onto the 9, but he needs to get it safe. And, well, he's got a bit of luck at last. The 8 ball fluked itself into the middle pocket. Well, I think Dailyhustle has conceded defeat because he missed that 6 by the country mile. He's going to have one more bite at it. So it's 1 back. 15-7. ZeCarioca won't have to wait long, I don't think. A scratch and a break. And he's going for a 1-9 combo. Look at the angle. In goes the 8. Well, we've seen a couple of cracking matches by, it has to be said, much higher class players, and you can see the difference in the levels of ability, cue ball control, and all around knowledge of the game. And that's the big difference in this match between the others that we've watched so far. But nevertheless, the winner will move on and the loser will move over to the one lost side for a second chance. And it's race to 11 in the one lost side. Well, that should be Daily Hustle's last shot. Well, folks, I don't know when I'll be able to get the next match, whenever that will be. Well, it's not over yet. A thin cut of a bank. And he's missed it. Well, this is thin, but it certainly goes. Where's the cue ball going? He's got away with it. So it's 15-8. And Daily Hustle hasn't played his last shot. Goes for a 1-9 ambitious combo. Way out of line. And of course the potting angle, very conducive to the scratch. And it's another chance for Daily Hustle. Running a bit too strong again, leaving it at distance. But he's got the 9, and it's 15-9. And the 5's gone in, but he's hooked in the 1. No shot. Probably the push out. Now, did he call push out there? No, he didn't. The only problem again is the 8-ball is tight to the rail. It looks tight from here. Let's have a look. Yeah, that's reasonably tight, but there's still a gap. Not an awful lot though, but there is a gap. And it goes in the long 9 into the bottom left. So ZeCarioca knocks in the 9 and wins the match by 16 racks to 9. As I said, I'll be back with whatever next stream I can get, but it won't be tonight. And unless some of the other guys schedule their matches for tomorrow, I don't know when there'll be another match. But anyway, thanks to those that were watching. Thanks for your company. And once these matches have processed on YouTube, I'll add them all to the playlist. So if you want to look back at any of the matches, they will be up there on the channel. So thanks again, and I will bid you a good night, folks.